Imagine someone walks into a room. They don't say much. They don't demand attention. But somehow everyone notices them. People trust them instinctively. They stay calm when everything around them is falling apart. They speak honestly, even when it's uncomfortable. And they never change who they are depending on who's watching. They have something most people spend their entire lives searching for. A real personality, not a performance, not a mask. Not a version of themselves built to impress other people. Something solid, something genuine, something earned. Now ask yourself honestly, are you that person today? Or does that version of you still feel like someone you're hoping to become someday? If it does, you're not weak for admitting it. You're simply being honest. And that honesty, that's exactly where it all begins. Because more than 2,000 years ago, a Roman emperor named Marcus Aurelius asked himself that very same question. And what he discovered through years of war, betrayal, loss, and power became one of the most influential philosophies ever written. But what he discovered is not what most people expect. Today we're going to explore what Stoicism teaches us about building a personality that commands respect, earns trust, and stands firm, even when life tries to break you. Stay with me until the end, because the final lesson is the one Marcus Aurelius considered the foundation of everything. It's the lesson almost nobody practices, and the one that can completely change the way you see yourself. 1. You are not born with personality, you build it. Most people believe personality is something you're either born with or you're not. You're either naturally confident, naturally disciplined, naturally respected, or you spend your life wishing you were. But Marcus Aurelius completely rejected that idea. Stoicism teaches something far more powerful and far more demanding. Your character is not a gift, it's something you build, brick by brick. Through every decision you make, every reaction you choose, and every moment you either rise to the challenge or walk away from it. Every single day you're either building the person you want to become, or you're slowly dismantling that person. There is no neutral ground. You are not what you feel, you are what you repeatedly do. 2. Control your reactions, not just your actions. Anyone can behave well when life is easy. When everything is going your way, when people are kind, when your plans work out, when the room is on your side. Almost anyone can appear calm, confident, and in control. But that's not where personality is built. Personality is built in the moments no one can prepare for. Someone humiliates you in front of others. Someone takes credit for everything you worked hard for. A plan you've spent months building falls apart in a single afternoon. What do you do in that moment? Most people react, immediately, emotionally, without thinking. And in that single, uncontrolled reaction, they undo every good impression they've ever made. Because here's what most people don't realize: your actions can be rehearsed, your reactions cannot. And that's exactly why your reactions reveal who you truly are. Marcus Aurelius believed this was your greatest power, the space between what happens to you and how you choose to respond. Stoicism teaches that no situation, no person, and no failure has the right to control your inner state. Only you hold that power, protect it. Anyone can stay calm when nothing is wrong. Your personality is revealed when everything goes wrong. 3. Speak less, mean more. Think about the most respected person you've ever seen in a room. Notice something about them. They don't fight for attention. They don't rush to fill every silence. They don't feel the need to share an opinion on everything. But when they do speak, the entire room shifts. People lean in. People listen. Now think about the person who talks constantly. The one who interrupts, dominates conversations, and always needs to be heard. Do people truly respect them, or do they simply tolerate them? Most people talk too much because they're searching for something: approval, validation, reassurance that they matter, and people can sense that need even if they can't explain why. Ironically, it makes them trust you less, not more. Marcus Aurelius was deeply disciplined in the way he spoke. Stoicism teaches that unnecessary words don't just waste time. They scatter your energy, weaken your presence, and quietly signal insecurity to everyone around you. A person of strong character speaks with intention, never to perform, never to impress, only to communicate what is true and necessary. Speak only when your words are better than your silence. 4. Never build your identity on other people's opinions. Here's a question that's worth sitting with. Who are you when no one is praising you? Most people have never truly answered that question because they've built their entire sense of self on the outside world's reaction to them. They feel confident when they're praised. They feel broken when they're criticized. They change the way they speak, the way they dress, and even the way they think, depending on who's in the room. That is not a personality, that is a performance. And performances are exhausting, because the audience is always changing. What earns applause today may earn silence tomorrow. And if your identity depends on that applause, you'll spend your entire life chasing something that never stays still. Marcus Aurelius ruled one of the most powerful empires in history. He was constantly criticized, betrayed, misunderstood, and undermined. And yet, he never allowed other people's opinions to become the foundation of his identity. Stoicism is clear about this. Your values are yours. Your character is yours. The crowd's approval belongs to the crowd, not to you. Build your identity on what you believe, how you behave, and who you are when no one is watching. Because a personality that changes with every opinion was never truly yours to begin with. Don't look away just yet, because point 5 is the one most people completely overlook. Marcus Aurelius believed it was the hidden difference between a person who is merely liked and a person who is genuinely respected. And once you hear it, you'll understand why everything else on this list depends on it. 5. Discipline your mind before you discipline anything else. Everyone wants to become more disciplined, better habits, better routines, better focus, better results. So they set goals, make plans, buy journals, wake up early, and then 2 weeks later they quietly stop. Not because the plan was wrong, but because the mind was never trained. Marcus Aurelius understood this at the deepest level. Every single morning he would sit alone and prepare his mind for the day ahead. Not his schedule, not his tasks, his mind, his inner world, because he understood something most people never realize. An undisciplined mind will sabotage every external effort you make. Think about it. The voice that tells you you're not good enough, that's a problem of mental discipline. The habit of quitting when things become uncomfortable, that's mental discipline. The need for approval before you take action, that's mental discipline. Everything you want to build on the outside must first be built on the inside. Stoicism teaches that your mind is the one thing completely within your control. And because of that, it deserves your daily attention more than anything else. You cannot build a strong personality on a weak and untrained mind. 6. Be honest, even when it costs you something. Honesty is not simply about avoiding lies. That's the easy part. Real honesty, the kind that truly builds character, is the willingness to speak the truth even when it's uncomfortable, even when people don't want to hear it, even when staying silent would feel easier and much safer. Think about someone you know who always tells you exactly what you want to hear. Someone who agrees with every decision, validates every idea, and never challenges you. Do you truly respect that person? Or do you simply enjoy the comfort they provide? Now think about the person who tells you the truth. Calmly, respectfully, but without flinching. The one who says what everyone else is afraid to say. That person is rare. And that's exactly why they're trusted. Marcus Aurelius treated honesty as a moral duty, not a choice to be made only when it was convenient. Stoicism teaches that a life built on comfortable dishonesty slowly loses its own foundation. People can sense when you're being genuine, and they can sense when you're not, even if they can't explain why. In the long run, people don't truly respect those who only tell them what they want to hear. They trust the people who have the courage to tell them what they need to hear. People who tell the truth are rare. Be one of them. 7. The person you are when no one is watching. That is your real personality. This is the lesson that changes everything. You can control your reactions in public. You can speak with intention when people are listening. You can appear honest when it earns you respect. You can practice discipline when someone is watching and keeping score. But who are you when nobody is there? When there's no audience, no approval to chase, no image to protect? Who are you in the silence of your own room at midnight? How do you treat people who can do absolutely nothing for you? How hard do you work when no recognition is coming? How honest are you when telling a lie would cost you nothing? That is your real personality, not the version you present, not the version you post, not the version you perform for the people whose opinions matter to you. Marcus Aurelius was one of the most powerful men who ever lived. He could have written his meditations for the world to see, for legacy, admiration, or history, but he didn't. He wrote them for himself, alone, in private, every single day, holding himself accountable to a standard that nobody else could see. That is what Stoicism truly asks of you, not to appear strong, but to become strong, in the moments that will never make it into any history book, in the quiet decisions that nobody else will ever know you made. Your private standards reveal your real character. Everything else is simply your reputation. Here are 5 things you can start doing today. First, the next time something makes you angry, pause. Take a breath. Respond from your values, not your emotions. Second, in your next conversation, speak only when your words add something meaningful. Let silence do the rest. Third, write down 3 values that define who you are. Then ask yourself honestly, are you living by those values when no one is watching? Fourth, spend 10 minutes every morning alone with your own mind. No phone, no noise, just you, preparing your inner world for whatever the day brings. Fifth, tell one truth today that you would normally avoid. Start small, but start, because here's what all of this really comes down to. If this video resonated with you, it's probably because somewhere deep inside you already know the person you're capable of becoming. You've always known. You've seen glimpses of that person. In the moments when you stayed calm instead of exploding. In the moments when you told the truth, even though lying would have been easier. In the moments when you kept going, even when every part of you wanted to quit. That person already exists within you. Marcus Aurelius wasn't born with extraordinary character. He built it every single morning in the pages of a private journal, in battles nobody witnessed, in decisions that history never recorded. Day after day, he chose to become someone worthy of his own respect, and so can you. Personality is not a gift you're born with. It is a standard you choose to live by. Every single day. If you want more videos on Stoicism, Marcus Aurelius, the philosophy of self-mastery, deep personal development, and the psychology of strong character, make sure to subscribe, because understanding who you truly are is the first step toward becoming the person you were always meant to be.